Hello, I am Larissa Nicole, and I want to welcome you to day one of my virtual launch experience, where we will be talking about what it takes to build a successful business, a method that works and a method that does not work. So we've got our guest speaker for tonight, Miss JQ Ellis, and I am so excited to have her on. Miss JQ has so much passion and energy. I just love it. It's exactly what you need to just like be inspired, y'all. So I'm excited about her. Miss JQ has been featured in the Guinness Book of World Record. She runs a fitness facility. She's an influencer, an entrepreneur, a powerful woman. She influences in the area of holistic health. There's so many things that I could go into about Miss JQ, but I am going to bring her in and allow her to introduce herself. Hi, Miss JQ.
What's up? How are you guys doing out there? Larissa, baby girl, you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing very well, very well. I'm so excited to have you on for day one of the virtual launch. Are you
I am so excited to be here. I mean, like, what's out there, everybody in the digital and media world, whatever platform you're tuning into, especially to the virtual launch experience viewer. How are you guys doing tonight?
Yes, they are excited. I can see the comments. So excited to be here. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I was watching the comments as I was sitting in the waiting room, and listen, one of the things that I know about being successful is just what you were saying, declarations, affirmations, and understanding the power of our own words, and what they can do for us. And that is actually one of the things that has helped me be successful. I mean, when I started, my business, my brick and mortar business, it was one of those situations where I was forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it had been on my business plan. It was something that I thought of doing, but actually owning a facility, a place where I actually house a passion, something that I owned, was something that I was like, okay, yeah, right, one day. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like you have that dream, or you have that thing that you really want to be successful at, but you look at the little successes that you can get to and you kind of grab those, but you never really think about the big success of what you really want to be successful at, or how you really want to be successful. And so words are so powerful. Yeah. I mean, I just, that's one of those things about declaring. Yeah. When I was Cancer, this is when it really hit me. I'm over the age of 40 when I first started my brick and mortar. Now I've been doing this business for a long time, but I've been doing it for other people. I worked with Nike, I worked with gyms here and my people in California. Same thing on my entertainment side, dealing with media and theater, all of those aspects of business I was doing for other entities, but I was never really doing it for myself. And in some way, I would tell my brain, yeah, you are doing it for yourself because you're getting a paycheck. Because you have to work, you have to do things that help you live your dreams in order to, in real time, you got to be able to finance it. And I was a single parent, which meant that I not only had to finance it for myself, but I now had a responsibility of this other person that I had to nurture and grow and make sure they were fed and had a place to live. So it couldn't just be any old kind of thing because I didn't come from that.
That's good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? So success and determining what my success was, it went all the way down to declaring it, saying to myself, you know what? I want this and I deserve it. Yeah. Because when we feel like we deserve something, we respond differently.
That's
you think about it. And I'm going to take it all the way down to something as simple as nutrition. And this is just how success applied to anything, you know, the power of determination and declaration and affirmation and words, how powerful it is, all the way down to something as simple as nutrition. We are determined to say, okay, I'm not going to eat bread. But what we do is we make excuses to make ourselves feel better about it because we really want to do it. So we end up doing the thing we know we don't have no business doing. So why don't we apply that same tactic to the things we don't believe that we can do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tell yourself, you know what? I am a mogul. I am worth $1 billion. When you feel like you're worth something, you don't mind to do what you got to do. You know? So I learned from one of my business coaches, and Dr. Cresslin Kelly is amazing. Do you hear me? Amazing. That I'm a visual person, so I like to see things. And learning how to be successful also means that you have to learn the tools that work best for you and your lifestyle and your personality. And all those come from discovery. Yeah. But at the same time, that's still another level of success. Because when you learn more about yourself, successful at navigating your life more effectively. You won't settle for a certain thing because you know what? I just don't like peanut butter. I don't care. I'm not going to try any more peanut butters. Forget it. I'm just going to not have peanut butter. Understand what I'm saying? Or, you know what? I know bread is bad for me. Why don't I just do that? I would put Post-it notes all over the place. No bread, no bread, no bread. Because I knew Post-it notes worked for me. Yeah. But the words and speaking them out loud to myself and saying to myself, JQ, you can do this. You have value. You need to do this. Literally telling myself that, waking up every day. You know what? You're the one who said that you wanted to be a mogul. Oh, no, wait a minute. You're the one who said that you wanted to own a business. Owning a business means that you're an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, this. And if I wasn't a woman of faith, or if I didn't even have an inkling of a little bit of faith, people who don't have faith, I don't know how they do it. I just don't. Faith is what keeps me grounded. Knowing that I'm worthy because God said I was. When I'm feeling like I'm not sure about that, I can get my Bible and I can read those words, especially out loud. And it's God's reminder that I made you. You are worthy, daughter. Yeah. Go out there and do it. It's waiting for you.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I didn't have those words, or if I didn't have those affirmations, or if I didn't have those declarations, even if they were declarations from God, from the words in his Bible, if I didn't have those to hear and to speak and to say to myself, my level of success was always going to be capped. And it's going to be capped because I would be limiting my own self. Yeah. So using declarations and affirmations are what have made me as successful as I am today. And then not measuring myself against anybody else. That took me long lessons to learn. You know, and God dealt with me that on over and over and over occasions. But again, when I had cancer, when I went through, you know, my domestic violence situation, all of that season of my life was God breaking me down to shed me of all of the things that I thought that I was doing for myself, but I was doing for everyone else. Showed me how in that depthness of the storm, when I'm sitting there, I'm doing chemo and I'm going home and I'm vomiting, he's saying, you are doing all of this for someone else to get yourself better, to go back to a job where I have something greater waiting on you. I have that dream that you saw 22 years ago waiting on you. What is up, girl? Look here, daughter. Jing. I keep dropping these jewels on you, kid. Jean, you know, Jean, you wanted to be successful. You are. What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You are worthy. And so my faith is just one of the things that, you know, I've grown to be a part of my success. It's number one in my success. listening to, understanding to, hearing, connecting with words, declarations, and accountability. Woo!
That's good.
That's a big one. Jesus, took me through the storm to show me, and then he dropped the jewels on me. Here's all the stuff you need. What you tripping on? And then he held me accountable for it.
Yeah.
Lessons of accountability are the places where I think, side note, when we fail at something, we failed because we weren't accountable to the completion. Think about that. Let that marinate. Whenever you fail at something or you feel like you backslid or something, when you go back and you think about why you failed, it was because of your follow through. It was because you didn't do what you said you were going to do, whether it was to 100% or whether to 0%. That's why we fail. The art and the master and understanding the importance of accountability, whether it's to yourself, whether it's to your father. Mine is always to God first, then me, and then a priority list of other things. But if we don't hold ourselves accountable to the success we say we want, then we never go 100%. We should be full throttle every time God gives us the chance to wake up, because that success is mine. He said it. He said it's mine.
That's
right.
Good. That's good.
That's good. Why am I tripping? Because Barbara got 4 gold medals and 19 clients, and you know what? Her thing went off when my thing went off too. If I was in my lane and doing what I had to do and holding myself accountable and making sure I did what I had to do, and also remembering that I am, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Having my faith in myself and my God, that's what's make you successful, at least to me. And that's been my story. That's how I've become where I am now. And listen, don't get it twisted. Anybody that's hearing this, he deals with me every day. As an entrepreneur, you are always self-evaluating because you're the CEO. And think about what a CEO does. He micromanages. In real life, that's really what he does. He looks at papers and he tells somebody else to tell somebody else to tell somebody else to do that. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, you have to be the CEO of your life, not just your business. And I take full direction. It's not mine. It's God's. I'm just the CEO.
That's so good. A lot of times I don't think that we actually hear like be the CEO of your life. There were some things that you mentioned, Ms. JQ, that directly align with that. The declaration piece, right? Who do you say that you are? You know, if you want to be a successful business owner, if you want to be debt free, there were so many declarations that were released earlier. If you say that you want these things, then own that. Own that you'll be booking 4-figure clients. Own that you'll have a 6-figure business in 2021. Own that you will have a successful daycare and that you will be financially free. Own that as your declaration. Every single day, say it, right? I love that piece.
Say it.
Yes.
It's important for us to even hear ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert in real life, meaning that I enjoy my moments by myself because I'm the most free when I'm myself. However, I'm a social media person. I live on social media. So as a CEO of my life, knowing that this is the blessing that I have from God and I got to take care of it, I better do the best darn thing that I can with my business.
Yeah.
I should always be thinking of what is the best for my life.
Yeah.
If I'm the CEO of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should never be compromising the standards of the customer that I want, of the money or the branding that I want. And these are all just the CEOs. In correlation, if I'm the CEO of my life, I should never be compromising my faith to do something immoral. I should always stay connected to my power source and keep God first. I should always be pouring into myself and making sure that I'm taking care of myself because I'm a vessel of this blessing.
Yeah.
I'm the only thing I've got control of for God to continue pouring blessings on me. So if I'm tearing me down, I can't even receive all the blessings that God has for me.
Yes.
I can't even be the best CEO.
Yeah.
My business can't even really make money it can make because I'm blocking it.
That's good. That's good.
These blessings are guaranteed.
That's the discovery piece. That was another nugget that you dropped. You know, we have to tap into who we are, really discover who we are, discover what our strengths are, leverage those strengths, like that discovery piece. Where do we need to be healed? You know, did somebody burn us in a past partnership or at a job? That, you know, where we need to tap into that, because that discovery piece is what literally will that's what we will flow through. That's how we'll do business, through that hurt, through that pain.
You say that, and that's why I say that you have to also, as a CEO of your life and your business, know your weaknesses and your strengths. And also know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
That's good.
Knowing when to fold them is a strength. Knowing when to cut ties on being the CEO of your life, something that is doing you any well. Knowing when to, on your business, say, okay, you know what? I need to step back, rebrand, and do better. Or as a CEO, I know I'm not a good administrator, so I need to cut back on my lunches and finance a virtual assistant because that's the best for my business, for it to be more manageable and more effective. Understanding where your weaknesses are and being able to accept them. But acceptance does not mean that you cannot fulfill that weakness. Use your resources. That's why I dropped the blessings of nuggets on you.
Yeah. And as entrepreneurs, it's so easy to feel like we've got to do, because it's our business, we have to do it. Like, no, you have to leverage the strength of a team. Leverage the strength of a team. There's areas that you're not going to be strong at, and that's okay. You're what you're called to do, what you're purposed for, is going to be better used in that area. Allow somebody else to help alleviate the things that they're not your strengths. Let's just be honest, right?
You know what? God does not build the kingdom with one. Just like you can't get a kingdom or be on the top by yourself.
That's good.
It takes us.
Yeah.
It takes a circle. It takes connection, and it takes each other. There's no way you're ever going to get to the top of anything without able to somebody bend over and say, you know what? I can't go this one. Step on my back and let me let you up.
Yeah.
Same way, you can't go to the next thing without saying, hey, dude, it's my turn. Let me support you and let me let you get up. We cannot do it without one another. We can't build it. God needs us to build his kingdom.
Yeah. That's good. This has been so good, Miss JQ. Even, you know, the part about not measuring ourselves against someone else, like that right there, it's so easy in this social media and this digital space to get into that comparison. It's so easy. It's so easy. And, you know, I started, like, if I feel that comparison spirit coming up, I will mute somebody with a quickness, because I don't even need that distraction. I love you. You know, I support your business. I support what you're doing. But if I feel something inside of me that's starting to compare, I have to eliminate that. And so it's not that, you know, I dislike you or there's any hard feelings. It's just that protects my peace. That protects me to continue to be creative and continue to do what God has called me to do, you know? And so being able to put those boundaries up as an entrepreneur, that's key. That's key.
That's key. I mean, it is important to keep boundaries. That's another form. Boundaries are another form of accountability. Yeah. You know, you have your checks and marks. That's a form of accountability. And without those, again, here you are, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
You're going to fail. I'm telling you, I failed so many times. And it wasn't until I said, okay, you know what? I give up. JQ, you are not good in this area. And as soon as I did and said, help me, Lord, he dropped blessings of different things on me that, oh my God, they were there right there. But until I decided that I was not going to try to do it all. See, and that's another thing. You've got to, there's a level of acceptance, and you've got to, as a successful person, and not just business, but anything, you have strengths and you have weaknesses. Yeah. Knowing your weaknesses and accepting them makes you stronger, because now you can figure out what to do.
Yeah.
But until you accept something, you don't know what to do. You're trying all these different things and you keep failing. But I got to accept that this is something and I need help. And as soon as you get the help, that's when you get back up again.
Yep. So good. So good. I'm getting ready to open the floor for questions. What are your questions? Drop your questions in the comments that you have for myself, for Miss JQ, so we can answer your questions, because there's been so many gems and nuggets dropped around declaration, discovery, not comparing yourself. These are all things that will help you build a successful business. These are things that are necessary as entrepreneurs, as influencers, as leaders, to be in place for you to build a successful business. Okay. I've got one question here. Ms. JQ, what was the turning point for you in building a successful business?
The turning point for me for building successful business, to be honest with you, it was after going through cancer. After I went through cancer and I tried to go back to my regular life, which was working for other people, every door was closed. I had to give up. It was one of those points in my life where I had to accept my success I had to accept that I was going with my dream. And I was going to be successful at it. I had no choice but to do that, because I couldn't do all the other things. I couldn't go back to Nike. I couldn't do the retail. I wasn't strong enough here. And listen, I was broke. When I say I was broke, people, listen, I was broke. I'm not even talking, I didn't have a savings account. I spent every dime I had to stay alive, to pay for cancer, to get through that season of my life, that 18 months. I spent it all. It was worth every dime. But after that was over, I still had to live, which means I needed a job. I'm one of those girls and one of those females. I like to have money. I like to be able to afford the things that I like to have. Yeah. So I don't mind going to make my money. I'm not one of those girls waiting for somebody to give it to me. So I had to do what I had to do. And I was going through my house and my boxes, and my business plan for Fitness Defied, the brick and mortar came. It was in one of those boxes. And I was like, oh my God, I wrote this plan up in 1995. 1995, guys. Yes. And listen, this was 2010 when I found this box after cancer. And I was going through that box. So from 1995 to 2010, somehow that business plan stayed with me with all my moves. And baby, I moved along. Wow. What? And I opened it up and it was like, okay, God, okay, I surrender. Yes. I'm going to do this thing.
Yes.
And that's really what was the turning point. I had no choice. I had to do it for me. I had to make some money. And I couldn't get a job with anybody else.
That's good. Thank you for sharing that. We've got another question. How do you stay motivated while you're starting?
For me, when I'm starting a new business or an endeavor, how I stay motivated is continue to enjoy it. I don't know how to explain that. Like, most of the things, Yeah, you get it.
I
Yeah,
get
just continue to make sure that you're enjoying it, making sure that you always keep your motivation. I always keep my motivation for things, even still now. And helps me keep my motivation is remembering why I started.
yeah.
That's what helps me keep my motivation. Always keeping in the forefront of my mind the reason why I started.
That's good. I would say for me too, I try to find something to be joyful about always that has nothing to do with money. Nothing to do with money.
Yes.
I try to find something in my business to be joyful about. The reality is you are going to have days that are high and days that are low. That comes with being an entrepreneur. But it's your responsibility, right? It goes back to being the CEO of your life and your business. It's your responsibility to find something to be joyful about. I've got another one here. How do you remain focused and steadfast even when your results don't seem to overflow despite all your dedicated effort?
That's a really good question. And every time is different. I'm serious. I think, again, being grounded in my faith, because I can always pull out my Bible and, look something or look for a story or some reference to a feeling that I'm having. And God will guide me somewhere in the Bible, share with me that same parallel to somebody's feeling and how resilient they were.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, you know what? I was successful. Maybe I didn't get where I wanted to be. And I can pull out the positive things. And once I pull out the positive things about it, I can analyze the other things from a critical mind instead of a feeling.
That's good. That's good. I would definitely say faith in addition to accountability. That accountability piece, having someone that's holding you accountable will help you with that focus, because you have somebody that you're showing up for. You have someone that's saying, hey, did you get this done? Did you do this? You've got milestones identified. That kind of helps too. Remain focused and steadfast, even if you don't see results right away. It's a process.
It's a process. We are humans. God built us and he knows that about us. But our one biggest flaw is we are led by our feelings. Yeah. And he gave us these beautiful minds. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
We are led by our feelings. But remember, people, he gave you beautiful minds.
Yes, he did. And it's so powerful. It's so powerful. It's so powerful.
Yes.
We'll take this last one. How do you identify your weaknesses if they're not easily apparent?
I journal a lot. I write things about myself a lot throughout the day. And as I go back and read and reminisce, I notice patterns. And so that helps me recognize things about myself. And I keep someone around me in my circle that I trust will speak to me indifferently, that I don't have to worry about judgment.
That's good.
I always keep on like that. And that I learned from my mother. My mother always used to tell me, keep it real and keep somebody with you who will keep it real with you. And so,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I do.
Yeah. I think, self-reflection and self-assessment, both of those things will help you identify your strengths and then focus on your strengths. And if it doesn't align with your strengths, then it's probably a weakness. So self-reflection, self-assessment, getting around somebody that's going to be honest with you, that's going to tell you those hard truths. And so, yes, thank you guys so much for these questions. That was so good. Miss JQ, thank you so much. This has been so good. I've loved having you on here, just expressing yourself and sharing what it takes to grow a successful business. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed it. Success to everyone. And I'm looking forward to the next few days of the conference.
Yes, yes. Thank you.